you have talked, to a lot of players in the NFL, maybe some in the NBA. I'm sure about that too. Can you talk, about, the experience of meeting actually NFL players and NBA players, and how do you exchange with them? How do you see yourself in that, conversation? And so because sometimes shows as a fan, you can be a fan, like tomorrow, I'm sorry, but if I meet LeBron James, I'm like that. Like for a second, I'm gonna be like, "Oh shit, is LeBron James in front of me right now?" But
Hey,
like being a professional, how was that transition from being a fan to actually become a colleague and a professional in the team?
man, that is a good question because I feel like kind of since I would say like college or late high school, college, I have had experiences of like meeting professional athletes, whether it was brief talking to them or just a what's up. Even entertainers and celebrities and things like that. So for
Can you
me, I'm
drop
not
some
like a
names? Can you drop some names for our viewers, or just
oh
like
yeah.
some few names?
Yeah. So my first, I think, was LeBron, and you know how it is. You go to games, you don't really have that much money. You in the nosebleeds,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And we ended up kind of sneaking our way down to like the court level. And the one of the ushers, shout out to her. She kind of let us go down at the end of the game, and this is when LeBron was playing with the Heat. So everybody in Cleveland was, booing them and saying all type of crazy stuff to
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
And they were blowing the Cavs out at this point. So LeBron and D Wade, they were at the end of the bench, and I was with two of my friends, and we were trying to get their attention. We waving, we calling their names and all type of stuff. And D Wade saw us, and pointed to us. And after that, like I said, it was towards the end of the game. So LeBron ended up giving us the salute. And then after the game, we went down a little more. My friend, Randy too,
yeah.
that we were talking about. We went down and tried to talk to him for a little bit, but he was talking to another lady. But we were able to talk to him a little bit, say what's up. So like that was my first time actually meeting him, and I've seen him a couple times. KD, Steph working with the Warriors, plenty of baseball players. Peyton Manning,
Oh shit, Peyton
uh,
Manning,
yeah,
a Hall of
Derek
Famer right
Carr,
there.
Derek Carr, Steve
Hmm.
Smith, Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah,
Um,
me too.
just, just I mean, it's not like I have a personal relationship with
Yeah,
them,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
definitely, working in the industry and being around it, man, has
Hmm.
definitely um, taught me how to not be that person that's, excited, when to meet them, but just be regular too, because they like that too. So,
Yeah, because at the end of the day, they're just humans, I guess.
right, right.
So you gotta be natural. Talking about athletes. So if you had to choose, what is your top five? I mean, basketball players of all time.
You don't do me like that.
I mean, you got a starting five, all right. You got
top,
to,
top.
and I can give you a six man if you want to, but you have to choose a starting five.
I'm gonna go Allen Iverson,
Mhm.
AI. I'm
The
gonna go
answer,
AI,
the answer, yes, sir.
AI. Ooh, Mike, Cole,
Kobe, that's right there. Kobe.
Brian, and Shaq.
Okay,
And
so
my sixth man would probably be KG.
all right, yeah. Ooh, okay, okay. All right, we feel that you are a 2000 guy.
You said what?
You like the players from the 2000 era, like
Oh, most
like.
definitely. I mean,
like
that's the era. I'm a '95 baby, but I grew up seeing them. So
Yeah, for sure. And
yeah.
so, what are the books or podcasts? Speaking about podcasts, you guys, all the viewers out here, my channel, you should check out the podcast from Jordan Bufford. It is called the Authentic Talk Podcast. So, in the Authentic Talk Podcast, you're gonna have football players, UFC, boxers, and all of different types of athletes coming in and telling their come ups and how they evolve in their life to reach the point where they are right now. And it's very interesting. If you like my content, you're surely gonna like his content. So you go check that out. It's available on every platform that you want. Personally, I listen to it on my iPhone with the podcast application, but you can find it, I'm sure, on Spotify and other streaming platforms. So go check that out. But
Appreciate that too, man.
I mean, come on, it's it's
No
normal.
doubt.
It's only getting better, yeah. So getting back to my question, so what are the books that you read or the podcasts that you listen to keep yourself, informed and up to date with what's going on in the world and specifically in the sports industry?
So I would say I'm gonna start with the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
The podcast that I listen to now is Earn Your Leisure, and it's based on two guys out of DC, and they're pretty much trying to
Washington D.C.
empower
for the ones.
Yeah, Washington D.C. Yep, and they're pretty much trying to empower um, undeserved, underrepresented people who don't really
Mm-hmm.
have, you know, I feel like it's everybody. Honestly, if you go through school, we're not really learning the things that we need to kind of be successful in life in academic settings sometimes. So I think they're just trying to shine light on people who are successful, how they've reached that,
Mm-hmm.
and just a few things that we don't normally hear about. So I like theirs. I'm listening to investing podcast right now. I think it's called Investing 101. And which other? I think that's it for the podcast. And then for books, I actually just started getting more into reading this year, man. Or at the end of last year. So I would say Start with Why is a good one. Rich Dad Poor Dad, man. Somebody told me to read that in like the sixth grade, and I never did until now. And I see how that changes people's lives. Did I say Start with Why?
Yeah, so with what you said,
Uh,
Rich Dad Poor Dad.
uh,
Yeah, a classic,
uh,
a classic.
uh,
I heard about that book and I have to read that book right now.
yep, yep. $100 startup. It's all type of game time decision making by David Meltzer. The compound effect. I actually have some Chasing the Lion, man. There's all type of good books that I've kind of read this year. Self development books. I would say for the most part,
Mm-hmm.
and how the choices that you make throughout the development of your life can lead you or take you away from the things that you really want to do. So I've been kind of locked in into, I guess, growing my mindset with that stuff.
All right, great, 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 awesome. It doesn't surprise me at all that you read that type of books, and for the viewers, I really advise also to take a look at those books because those are classics and really interesting books. Um, Talking about what's going on right now with the corona, what is your opinion on sports and how sports should handle this situation and should allow fans in the arenas or in the stadiums? Are you in favor, or do you think that it's too soon to allow fans back for the safety of the players and for the safety of the fans?
I think in this past week, I've come to the conclusion that it has been a little too early to start, kind of bringing the fans into the games. Um, because I know a lot of the teams, some of the teams aren't doing it at all. And I know some teams are around the 25, 50% level. And
Yeah.
I know that's pretty much based on how high or low the cases are in that certain state. But just as a whole, you have so many people traveling and things like that. You still don't feel that same kind of energy, you know what I'm saying, that you did
Mm-hmm.
when the stadium
Yeah.
was full and when we could do things like that. So just for the safety, I think it's just smart to kind of, just see where COVID takes us in these next couple of months,
Yeah.
and then see about doing it maybe spring and things like that. But I understand, there's like I said, the business side involved, there's money involved, um, and you still want to make sure you're having that connection with your fans, allowing them into the games. But I personally think it's a little too early.
Yeah, yeah, I think that personally, I think it's a little too early too. We have to wait, to find a better and a safer way to allow fans in those arenas and in those stadiums to provide also a great experience without, putting themselves in danger because that virus is something serious and we should take that, in consideration. But um, speaking about, your career and where you are right now, what is your, long target goal that you want to reach as a professional in your career? Where do you see yourself, striving and reaching, I would say your peak, your prime, as we say, in
Mhm.
sports.
So I would say for me, man, and I've been asked that question a lot over the last few years. And what it really comes down to, I don't, there's not like one job or one thing that I want to do. I know I want to work in the sport, entertainment, media, tech niche, in those four industries, and being able to work for different companies, being able to learn from that, kind of take that into one day, hopefully turn it into my own business and things like that. But I know before you get to that, there's certain steps, there's certain things that you have to learn to get to that point. So I would say working with Nike in a long-term role, like international business, sales, something along those lines of brand marketing and things like that are some of my interests for my career moving forward.
Well, good luck. I believe in you.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Well, good
Appreciate that.
luck, and I
And
truly believe in you.
there's other things too, but I just it's so much I don't want to be over. I don't
Yeah.
want to overdraw it.
Nah, it's all good. You can talk and you can share it with us, but sure, about the Nike role and being into international business, I see you to totally do that because you're someone that has a lot of great connections throughout, the industry. So I'm sure that you can find, somewhere that you can, implement your value and bring, something to the table that is going to help the situation or the business that you're going to be in. So I really
Appreciate
believe in you, and I give there, and I think there is a 100% chance that you're gonna end up where you want.
that.
But
Thank you, my dog. You too, man. Right back at you.
yeah.
Right back at you.
Thanks, bro. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. For our French listeners, do you have, because you told me that you have a French speaking professor. So, do you know any words in French that you can spit out real quick right there? Any words? Any words? Not
I
one.
don't. I don't want to say the one that everybody know.
Oh. So which is?
Is French? That's bonjour. Is that French?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, yeah. See,
yeah.
that's all I know though. But yeah, I did. I do have a connection with the French speaking professor, and she
Mhm.
taught mostly
All right.
like the
And
elementary. So
so, what do you think about France? What do you think about, French basketball, French sports as a whole, and about our culture out here with sports?
I actually haven't been to France yet, but I know just I would say since we're talking about basketball, I'll keep it here. There's been a few French playing players in the NBA that
Hmm.
I actually have been to able to identify with. I'm trying to think of a few. Can you help me with a few names
Tony
that might?
Parker, Hall of Famer, Finals MVP. Maybe you know this one.
What's it? Oh man, TP. Yeah, Tony Parker.
Yeah, of course, man. The GOAT
What's the guy that plays for the Magic? Or
for the
did play
Magic,
for the Magic?
Evan Fournier.
There you go, Evan Fournier. Yep. I actually saw him in L.A.
Oh
On the
yeah.
beach one day. Yep. So just for the French people out there, for the French people out there, just
Excellent.
you walking up. Yep. So
Yeah, just working
um,
randomly, randomly right there. Oh, oh,
just walking
shoot. Oh,
randomly. Yeah. Yep. I think he was with his lady too. But I guess that was one of the things that I can remember right now. If you want to bring up a French moment
okay.
or speaking in French,
Yeah.
I see him out there. So I don't got too much again. Knowing you,
All right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Well,
so
that's
hopefully this
cool.
helps with that. Hopefully this helped with that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But sure. Well, I was, really, surprised by how, the French, and perception, not the French impact, but the perception of, France and French in America is really important. When I went there, as soon as you started saying, oh, I'm a French guy or I come from France, a lot of questions, comes in directly because people are really curious to know about, our culture and how we do things here, even for basketball, because for basketball we have right now, I think it's about, 15, a group of 15 guys that are all striving in the NBA trying to make it, recently you had, Killian Hayes being drafted, Till Maidon also being drafted. So you have also another French player that was being drafted. So I think you have three players that were drafted in the NBA this year. And
Okay.
I really like Frank Ntilikina. I know that the situation that is in the with New York being in the Knicks franchise is not easy. But I'm sure that he can strive because having the coach Tom Thibodeau, a really defensive coach, and him being a really good defensive player, that might be the year that he breaks out and he shows everybody how he can play ball and how he can play some really solid defense.
Yeah, and I think too, with New York being a place for him,
Hmm.
you said with the Knicks, right?
Yeah, the Knicks, exactly.
Lately they've drafted and had a lot of people from different countries on their team.
Yeah.
So I think usually they get like a negative stereotype.
Hmm.
You see a lot of times like people get booed at the draft and things like that. But if it turns out well, New York can be the city that kind of propels them into that player that they want to be in a way
Yeah.
too, if
Yeah.
they connect with them. So it might turn out well for them.
Sure, sure. So we are coming at the part of the video that I'm gonna ask you, quick questions about the culture in general, and you're gonna answer how you feel. So top five rapper right now.
Right now, okay. And this you said right now, okay. Future, I would
Hendrix.
say, most, no doubt, Fire Marshal. no,
Pluto. Pluto.
no, all right, all right. Wale, I would definitely say.
Uh-huh.
Um, I would say I would throw this in there, and this is kind of on the younger side for me. But NBA, man, I like him a lot.
NBA
Uh,
Youngboy.
yeah, I like
Yeah.
him.
Uh-huh.
What's some other rappers, man? I
The
can't.
Wale Future, NBA. Who else?
That I'm listening to right now.
Even
Roddy,
if it's
Roddy,
somebody that is not famous, you can name it.
Roddy Rich.
Roddy Rich.
Uh, I would say he's good. I say Ross. I say Rick Ross.
Ross. Ross.
I say Ross.
All
Yeah, yeah.
right.
That's not my top five though, but that's who I just like right now.
All right. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a different question. That's a different question.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Your favorite food?
Favorite food? Fried chicken, man.
I gotta
Hey,
ask. I'm from France. Food is super important for us. So I gotta ask.
exactly. Yeah. I would say chicken or like a Philly cheesesteak sub or something like that. That'd
All
probably be
right.
my favorite. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Favorite food. All right. Cool. Favorite movie though.
Rush Hour 2.
Okay. I haven't seen that one, but you gotta send me the movie so I can watch that one. But what is it about? What is?
I think they shot Rush Hour 3 in Paris. I think.
Oh yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna look that up for sure. Oh, okay. I gotta go one for you. So since you like football, favorite football player?
Brady. Tom Brady.
All right, Tom Brady. Tom Brady, playing for the Tampa Buccaneers right now. And
Yeah.
then, lastly, okay, favorite car. What is your favorite car?
Bentley.
Bentley. All right,
Yeah.
Bentley or Bentley truck?
Both. 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 And you
All
may
right.
and a car that I like the new Hummer, man. I don't know if you've
Yeah,
seen
the
that.
the the electric Hummer.
The electric Hummer. I like that a lot.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. That was the LeBron James did a commercial for them. I think.
and I don't think I'm gonna let some French people lay into this story right here because I don't think a lot of people in the U.S. even know about this. But LeBron, when he was first coming out of high school, took a loan to get a Hummer, and everybody was talking about, how it was a bad decision, and how college players, they call that boosting. You know what I'm saying? A booster was able to get him that, and everybody made it a big thing. And obviously, we know to where LeBron has turned it to now. And I think that was his whole messaging behind creating that car. It's like, okay, y'all did all of that about me having that Hummer when I was 18 years old, and now I'm the one behind making this whole new generation of Hummers. That story is just crazy to me. So,
Flex. That is called flexing right there, for real.
yeah, yeah.
Damn. All right. Well, thank you, Jordan. If you have something to share with our audience, a message that you want to spread, uh, this is a free space for you right there.
Okay. First off, I just want to just thank you once again for having me on this episode, on the first episode for the Game Breaker, and then doing this podcast right now, and let how much of an inspiration you've been to me, um, and we on two sides of the world right now. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
think just that alone is something that I'm thankful for. But to just everybody listening right now, just being able to understand the year we've been through this year, and being able to take all the things that we learned from all the people that have impacted us in a way, or that mean something to us, to kind of keep that tight, keep that close, because we've seen, there's uncertainty in a lot of things in our world right now, and if we can keep the right mindset, the right approach to our goals, and continuing to grow, thinking outside the box and things like that, man, I think that could take us a long way. I think doing things like this, being able to connect with people outside of your comfort zone, which is a cliche thing, a lot of people say, is very important, man. So to everybody out there listening, man, you all have visions and goals that you're working towards, and you hear it a lot, to not let anybody stop you from that, discourage that at all, put any doubt into your mind towards the things that you want to do, and always hold on to that, and be able to connect with and communicate, people like me, and Art are doing right now, can tell it right now, because that can take that goes a long way. So just thank everybody for listening, and wish everybody the best in the things that they want to do.
Thank you for your message, man. We really appreciate it. My dog right there, and stay keen, stay keen.
No
Stay
doubt,
keen.
man.
You know
Right
what I
back to
mean?
you. Yeah,
So yeah, thank you for your message. Thank you for taking the time to be with us and to share with us your story and your background. Thank you, Jordan, and I hope to see you very soon. And I hope to see you out there for the next All-Star game in the NBA. Maybe
right.
we don't see.
I'm gonna be seeing you whenever you
Yeah,
touch down in the states, man. We gotta
yeah,
link up.
yeah, for
So
sure. All right, man. Well, take care of your family, take care of yourself, and see you later. All right.
no doubt. Thank you, man. You do the
All
same,
right.
man. Game breaker it is again. Thank you.
Yes, sir.